Hello my friends, I hope you're having a lovely day, and in today's video we're going to talk about something I've been thinking about quite a bit recently. When I'm covering GoNintendo, I'm all over the internet, I'm researching all kinds of stuff, and I happen upon all kinds of stories. And there's a trend on social media that I've seen. It's not new, but it's certainly picking up steam now. It's unfortunately another way for those who play games to torment those who make games. And it's just so unbelievably rude, and I'm really sad to see it getting more popular. There are games that explode in popularity, like Pokemon Go, or Among Us, or Fall Guys, titles like that, where they may be out for a little while and then they really take off, or they're just a huge hit from the beginning, whatever it may be. But they become astronomical successes. But, of course, with most games, they become less popular as time goes on. That doesn't mean they're still not immensely popular. It just means as years go on, not as many people play. That's natural. There's still hundreds of millions of people playing Minecraft, but active players each month aren't as big as it used to be. But the game's still ginormous by every sense of the word. And that's what's going on with other games. Among Us is still extremely popular. We see it topping the Switch eShop charts every week. I mean, literally the #1 game for the last 3 weeks, I believe. And Pokemon Go is absolutely huge. We saw it was in the top 10 mobile games of 2020. I forget what place it was exactly, but still, it brought in $1.9 billion for Niantic and Pokemon Company. So these games are still really big, but unfortunately, because they have such astronomical successes to begin with, and then some people just fall off because they don't want to play it, or get bored with it or whatever, they feel the need to go on social media and harass the teams behind these games. So just the other day I was on social media, I was on went over to the official Among Us Twitter account, and they were sharing a look at some character art for designs of the crewmates that were not used in the game. Just a fun little behind the scenes. And I clicked to watch it, and I shared that on GoNintendo, and then while I was on the Twitter account, I scrolled down to the comments to see what people were saying about these designs. And that was my first mistake, because a whole bunch of replies right at the top were people saying dead game. It was just dead game over and over and over again. And people had upvoted or liked those tweets, an unfortunate amount, I will say. And I just can't fathom what makes people do something like that. They're following along with the Among Us Twitter account, and they feel the need to, whenever there's a tweet about the game, or a tweet from the developer about the game, they reply dead game. Now, is Among Us as popular as it was a few months ago? I would say probably not, but is it still extremely popular? Yes, it is. But that doesn't matter. Even if the game was not anywhere near as popular now, there's no need for someone to go over to the official account and reply with that. I don't understand what people get out of it. And I know the internet is negative, and I know the internet is harsh, and I know the internet is mean. Now, not everybody is that way, but the internet can be a rough place, so this is not unexpected. It's just, like I said, I've really seen this dead game thing come up a lot lately, and I can't, it's hard to think about. I can't fathom why people do it and why so many other people like it. There's nothing wrong with falling out of love or losing interest in a game. That's completely fine. There's nothing wrong with not liking a game. That's completely fine as well. But to go on the social media accounts of these games and say dead game, which has nothing behind it other than meanness, it's so beyond me. I know a lot of people will think of game companies as faceless entities, and, you know, whoever's reading these tweets will ignore them because they're, the social media manager for the game. But, you know, it all depends on how big the company is and how they've divvied up work and what's going on. Like with Among Us, Among Us is a very small team, and I would imagine that one of the team members who worked closely on the game is handling social media, so they're putting that content out there, and they got to see that every day, people telling them dead game. And even though, like some of the games I mentioned, like Pokemon Go or Fall Guys, and Fall Guys was a small team too, it doesn't matter the size of the team, it doesn't matter who behind the team is seeing these kind of tweets. or Facebook replies, or whatever it may be. It's not needed. Now, I know it's never going to stop, and I know it's kind of silly to shout into the void because this isn't going to change anything, but if people are going to take the time to reply dead game and be mean like that, I feel like it's important to show the other side of the coin and say, you know, this stuff isn't right. This stuff doesn't need to be put out on the internet. It's sad, it's disappointing, it's aggravating, it's angering, and I'm not someone who's actually tied to any of those games. And it's not because I have a great love for those games either. I certainly have played my fair share of Among Us, and I played not that long ago, but not as much as I used to. I stopped playing Fall Guys once I got my first crown, so that was a few months ago. And I haven't played Pokemon Go in a very long time, so that's just some examples there. But I'm not defending these games from those dead game comments because I am so close to those games. I just think it's sad that that kind of stuff is out on the internet. And again, I know it's not going to change, and I know that's the way it is, but if those people are going to take the time to do that, I figured I could take the time to make a video like this. In closing, I just want to say there's nothing wrong with having a negative opinion of a game, or critiquing a game, or reviewing a game on its negative points. There's nothing wrong with voicing a negative opinion about a game. I would like it to be constructive, certainly, but I feel like that's asking too much. But this stuff right here is just cruel. It's just downright cruel, and I wish we didn't see it, but it's a thing and it's only growing. So I would imagine most people listening to this are not in the camp that say that kind of thing. So thank you for being like that. It doesn't matter if it's a game company or somebody making a TV show or somebody making music or whatever. There's nothing wrong with reviews. There's nothing wrong with critiques. There's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. But when it comes to stuff like this, that's just downright cruel. I wish we didn't see it, but it is what it is. But that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting. It's very much appreciated. Also, thank you to those of you who support me on Patreon. It helps me do videos like this, helps out with the site, the podcast, social media, all that good stuff. If you want to learn more about the Patreon, which is just $1, you can check out a link for it at the description below. But that's it for today. I'll be back as soon as I have something interesting to share. So until then, have a lovely day and a lovely evening, and I'll see you in a few short hours.